Yeah, I was gonna go take a quick piss, but we didn't have time. So if my teeth start floating, you'll know what's happening.
Gotcha.
Uh, what's up, brothers? Welcome to the show. R.O. Sotnar Char and Mr. Vero, and those of you in lurking land, because well, there's six more of you than are on the panel. I mean, than are on the chat. So, uh, what this stream is about is, oh hey, Dr. Dree, I put up a post a couple of days or maybe a week or so ago, uh, in protest to a bill that is in Congress right now, where they're wanting to target veterans benefits. Um, and this bill is in response to Elon Musk and those guys and their cost cutting, because the the people in Congress are going to see their pet projects die. Hopefully, cross your fingers. Right? So they decided, oh, well, if you want to cut costs, we'll cut something you hate, or that you love and we hate, and that would be veterans benefits. Hey, Rusty. So I am joined here tonight with Father Saunders and Sergeant Grinch, two veterans who are also on um, getting benefits from the VA. I personally am going to be using the VA to buy low-cost prescriptions whenever I get a chance or have to need prescriptions. I'm getting older. It happens. Right now, I'm not taking anything. Hello, Ape. And we've also got to make this sort of a short show because Hammer starts in a half hour. So, one of the things they were saying was that veterans are getting more than six figures in benefits. And this is an outright fucking lie. The maximum 100% disability, service related, that you can get, and correct me if I'm wrong, either one of you two guys, is $4,000.
It's a few bucks more, but roughly $4,000 a month. Yes.
Right?
The
And if you're getting,
only caveat only
go
caveat to
ahead.
that is if there is different tiers, like if you're paralyzed or your legs are blowing off, shit like that, there is a little bit more, but there's nothing close to six figures that I'm aware of.
No, no, and you definitely get bonuses if you're paralyzed or disfigured, burned horribly, but they don't. uh, you know, if the military gave you cancer, they don't give you anything extra. They they pay you a monthly stipend, and then they pay your hospital bills. That's it. So that's a complete lie. Um, and it just astounded me that there would be a viable suggestion that a contract that we signed, in all of our cases decades ago, where these benefits were promised us as part of the signing bonus, right? This is like if I went to work and they said, okay, Brandon, we will pay you while you're working for us, you know, $20 an hour. But anything, anytime in the future, if you are, somehow injured by working here, workers' comp will pay you for getting injured on the job. That's all this fucking is. It's fucking veterans workers' comp. It's part of what
That's
we signed up for. Go ahead,
You put it
Saunders.
perfectly, Brandon. You put it perfectly. That's exactly what I was going to compare it to. I said, what's the difference between workman's comp that you're guaranteed if you have an injury on a job that is not your fault, that is fault of faulty equipment or lack of PMCS or whatever it is, you sign that contract. They have they pay out disability, they pay out workman's comp, and if they don't, they get fucking sued. So it's just like you said perfectly, veterans freaking workman's comp. I couldn't have put it better.
There is a difference though between workman's comp and VA treatment. Most veterans do not qualify for community care. So they are locked into the veterans hospitals or healthcare system. If you got hurt on the job and was on compensation, you get to choose your doctors and go wherever you need to go.
Right.
And go
Well,
see whoever you choose to.
I'm
So-
just making an analogy, so let's not muddle things up.
Well,
We're on a short time.
yeah.
I'm
Well,
sorry.
my point of this is a lot of VA doctors are either fellows or still in training to be licensed as a full MD. They've gone to medical school, but they're going through their residencies or their fellowships at the VA hospital. Where in the civilian world, if you go to see a doctor, you're going to be treated by a full-blown MD or a DC or, a regular doctor, someone who's already completed their 10 years of training.
Yep.
So unless you have something very specific, so if you blow out your knee on active duty and you can never walk right again because of it, and years later your hip is blown out because you've been walking sideways for the last 20 years and now you need hip replacement, that's the doctor that's going to see you as a VA doctor. You're not going to be able to go to Dr. Freddie Fu, world-class surgeon that does 100 of them a week. And in 3 hours, you're walking out and you're better than you were 20 years ago. There is that, if you're a cancer patient and you don't get community care and you need a stem cell, if you're any patient in the US, you will be sent to Nashville, Tennessee, as opposed to getting care at your home. So there is a big difference.
All right. Well, let's move on. This people that were attacking the veterans said there's no honor in serving the Zog Jewish invader class. Right? I'm sorry, I didn't take a oath. I didn't take an oath, and I don't believe you guys took an oath to the Zog, which is anti-Semite speak for Zionist. And there's far too much fucking anti-Semitism going on in the manosphere. You guys need to drop that. That's stupid. There are certain people of every religion that are evil, and they're out there doing shitty things. But to blame an entire religion for something you see is wrong is just stupid. You have no fucking evidence for any of this shit. Right? I swore an oath to the Constitution of the United States. I'm sorry, but you're an idiot and you're wrong.
Amen
Right?
to that. Amen.
All right? This is not cognitive dissonance. And then to claim in the next sentence that we never protected this country. Well, fuck you. We won the Cold War. You no longer have 5,000 nuclear weapons pointed at you. Eat shit and die, you dumb motherfucker. Okay? Then you go on to use MGTOW talking points, my money, my choice. Well, buddy, it is your money. Work less, pay less taxes, and you won't have to fork out to get the honorable fucking brave men who went out and volunteered their service, the benefits that they fucking earned. right? And it does matter what I was promised. I'm holding people in a contract that I signed up for. I'm holding those people accountable and responsible for what they signed up for. Right?
That
This
is
is
very
not
well,
narcissistic.
very fucking well put.
Yeah, this is not narcissistic drivel. Everyone pays taxes, not just young men. Right? And telling me to grab my bootstraps and start pulling, thinking you're some type of a comedian and giving me advice. Well, you obviously don't watch my show. I'm a hardworking son of a bitch. What do you think grab and pull yourself up by your bootstraps means? Are you too stupid to fucking understand what pulling yourself up by your bootstraps actually means? Come on, folks. You know?
And
If
like
it
I was
wasn't
talking with
so
Brandon earlier
ignorant,
too.
Go ahead.
go ahead,
One
Flanders.
I also just want to put in there too. I can almost 100% guarantee. I can't do 100% because there's always someone. But the people saying these things and recommending these things, and the fact that it's even a point of discussion, first of all, is fucking disgusting. But I guarantee they've also never donned a fucking uniform in their life either.
No, and I highly doubt they ever held an oath.
You know, it's a shame to me that people making these criticisms probably don't even know what the definition of the word oath is. An oath is a promise to the Creator. That is what an oath is. That you gave your manly word to God. Well, I gave my word to this country and to God that I would defend it from all enemies, foreign and domestic, up unto the price of one life. And in return, they guaranteed me that either they would repair me if I get broken, or they would compensate my family for my loss. That's the contract for every man and woman that has ever served in the U.S. military. And because of that, our people do magnificent things in difficult places.
Well, it's bigger than, that. Contractual law is contractual law. And it's written in law that we are owed these benefits.
And I agree with all of it. A lot of people that are against the shit that we have done. Look, most veterans, myself included, will agree with you. We should not have been in Iraq and Afghanistan. In my opinion, what did we change? What did we do?
That's right.
There's a lot of things we can agree on here. We can get common ground.
That's right.
That a veteran doesn't deserve the benefits from injury sustained while in a theater of war is just fucking asinine to me.
Yeah, I can't believe we're even having this conversation.
Yeah, me either. I can't.
Well,
Go
I think the reason why we're having this conversation is simply because the education system within our own nation, it has made being a patriot a dirty word.
Well, Grinch, look, if you look at a high school education, just going back in years, my high school education, I had what would probably be equivalent today to a associate degree. And I would agree that Saunders and you and Brandon have also got that. They don't teach anymore. I got taught geography, map reading, a whole bunch of stuff, budgeting, economics. They don't teach that stuff anymore. But just
Nor do
going
they
back,
accurately teach our government. They don't teach the Constitution.
no, they don't teach the Constitution at all. They teach that we're a democracy. My daughter has even said that we are and she knew that it wasn't true, but she said that her teachers used to say that we are a direct democracy, which is an absolute lie.
Amen to that. We're a constitutional republic.
Republic. But just going back to contractual law regarding the military and whatnot, what you guys are owed and like what was promised to you. Do you guys know who Bud Day is from the Vietnam War and Jeremiah Denton?
I do not.
Bud Day and Jeremiah Denton were pilots in the Vietnam War, and both of them at the end of the war, when they came home from being POWs for 7 years, they got a bill from the government for something like $36,000, which was equivalent to all of their back pay for all the medical services that they got when they were released. And they even said that we were like, when we signed up, and we were contractually promised that we would have, free medical care if we did, our tour, and we are owed this. And they ended up being in a court fight for over, I think it was 6 to 7 years, and they eventually won. But as Brandon pointed out, contractual law is contractual law. It doesn't change when, new governments come to place or you just don't like the terms of what the old contract said. Like, people have been trying to screw veterans out of their benefits since the beginning of time.
Yeah.
Caesar did it. Napoleon did it. Wellington did it. No matter where you are in the world, no matter what you do, no matter how you try to hide it, every government on this earth has tried screwing veterans over. It's fucked up.
That's just the dumbest fucking shit I ever fucking heard too. I just can't believe it.
Yeah, but Bud Day, his as he put it in his book, and you can read it when in Jeremiah Denton's book, When Hell Was in Session. They both said that their breaking point was when they got a bill for Jeremiah Denton got a bill for $43,000 for medical services on Clark Air Base when he got discharged from the Hanoi Hilton.
Wow.
It's a hell of a book. I recommend it to everyone.
Yeah. And then he talked to Bud Day and Robbie Reisner about, we got to sue because if we don't and we don't take the lead, all these men are going to just be, left out in the cold.
They do a good job of that enough already.
Right.
I have a question, Brandon.
Okay, go ahead.
The person or persons that started this, have we addressed their complaints?
No, not even. We've just barely scratched the surface.
Okay. So because we need to we might cut this short, are we going to reconvene at a later time? Or are we going to let this drop?
We could, but I wanted to get this out there, that there are people out here who are dishonoring my service. I served with honor, and I did my job. They're dishonoring everyone out here who's a veteran by saying that we were fools and we got lied to and it's our own fault that anything is bad and that we need to take care of ourselves. Well, fuck you.
I agree.
Fuck you. That's not, I wouldn't have signed up for what was promised me. And I wasn't lied to. It's in law. It's in writing. What I was told and what Grinch was told and what Father Saunders was told when we signed up is what we're going to hold the government to. And there are, approximately 2.5% of the population out there who's going to demand the government does the same thing. And I will never forget that in 1924, Douglas MacArthur led a fucking cavalry charge to disperse the veterans in Hooverville.
Mm-hmm.
You know, our troops were turned on our troops just barely 100 years ago. And then the VFW was formed, and that hasn't happened since because we got smart. Most of us are fairly energetic and erstwhile men, and we've been able to donate to the political cause that supports the veterans and keeps us with what we need and keeps the government honest. This is, a pox on your house, sir. Fuck you. Your thinking is absolutely back-assward. You are shitting on men while pretending to fucking support men.
And that's the point you need to drive home as well, because that's just ridiculous. And like Doug said perfectly, why don't we talk about the welfare state? Why don't you fucking fuck with that? Veterans shouldn't even be on your fucking radar. I mean, there's so many other freaking things that need to go, such as out of control government fucking spending and funding for shit that doesn't matter at all to or benefits us at all in any way. The welfare state. There's so many other fucking things out there that are so bloated. Veterans benefits is not fucking one of them. And if someone does believe it's bloated, it was fucking earned through sacrifice of time, of your mental health, of your physical health, or your life. And you could say any job's like that. True. I could get killed just getting in my car right now and going to the store. But the chances of me getting killed in a theater of war is a little bit more than my day-to-day life. So
just a little bit.
Just a little bit. So I don't know, man. I'm trying to wrap my head around it, and these are one of those things where it's just absolutely fucking ridiculous. I just can't believe that people would actually feel like that. I mean, why even come after a veteran? Why?
Because of ignorance.
And because he thinks that we're old men and can't fight back.
Well, there is a program that is on YouTube that talks about boomers and not fighting for this country, that the country and our society isn't worth it. And it garners a lot of people listening to his show every week, and I stopped listening because of that message.
Well, it's really simple. If you don't want to fight for the country, it's an all volunteer force. Don't volunteer.
Yeah.
There you go.
I wouldn't, if I knew then what I know now, I wouldn't have volunteered to support this society. But we didn't know, and
no, we didn't know, and I don't think it was as bad in 1983 as it is in 2025.
no.
I think there was still a little bit of hope in our society, and the one thing I do know about all of my brothers and sisters that were veterans is we all carried that hope inside of us, that it was worth our time. 16 years, or Saunders, how many years you served?
8 total.
Yeah, Brandon did 8. I did 16. We all were honorably discharged veterans because we kept our word and did our jobs and listened to our superior officers and the civilians that were placed over us, and we did our jobs without complaint, like men.
We bitched a lot. We did.
Bitching is not complaining.
Gotcha.
The minute the platoon starts bitching, there's a problem.
Yeah.
We all know that. Bitching is fun. It's how we bond.
Yeah, embrace the suck.
Embrace the suck. There you go. Yeah.
100%.
Fuck the suck, Brandon.
Well,
Well, also, you know, if somebody has been forced, like everybody gets after the boomers, well, guess what? The whole generational naming thing is a product of Madison Avenue advertising. You are buying into the big lie when you start calling groups of people. You're buying into intersectionality. You are buying into communists trying to fucking separate us into little groups so that they can focus on those little groups to either A, market to them or influence them in some other way. You know, the boomers were the big group they did that to originally, but they've gone and named a whole bunch of other groups, and now they're talking about this generation and another. And traditionally, what a generation is when my it's the difference in time between when my father had a child and when I had a child. That's a generation. It's not this arbitrary number of years that they wish to assign to a group of people. They have perverted our language and got us to fighting one another artificially by saying, oh, well, you're cool, you're young and hip. You get to buy X, Y, and Z. Your parents won't like it, but you know what's right because you're smarter than them. And what have they done? They've done the exact same thing Mao did during the Cultural Revolution, and they have gotten us to fucking abandon our traditions, abandon our fucking, wisdom of the ages. They've gotten us to abandon looking at our elders as sources of wisdom. They may not know how to run the latest technology, but they know a lot about life. And we're fucking ourselves if we don't fucking listen to them about, different things. Granted, the society has changed, but there are still people, and people have known for thousands of years what people are like when they run amok. The Bible is full of examples of what happens when people run amok. And it's the same shit you're seeing today. The history books are full of examples of what happens when people run amok. And it's the same shit we're seeing today.
Brandon,
You have been,
sorry.
by stratifying us and breaking us into little groups, we've stopped being a society because we no longer see ourselves as part of the whole. So don't buy into the bullshit. Reject that type of, forced fucking disillusion of us as a people. It's all garbage. It's meant to control you. Go ahead.
Frost made a comment, and I'd like to get you and Saunders' take on it. And he said, I don't blame anybody that served back in the day, but if you serve in 2025, you're literally fighting for feminism and global homos.
He's right.
Yeah. As of right now, I couldn't say he's wrong at all right now.
No, he's right.
What war have we ever been sent to was started by feminists in the United States?
I'd say almost every war since they passed the 19th Amendment, because there's always been women in the majority electing politicians who are catering to females. So indirectly, they have been in charge of our wars since 1919.
So you're saying that after 9/11, when I went back in and Saunders went back in or went in, that was a war for feminism?
I'm saying that the United States government has been controlled by females or feminine interests since 1919.
But that's not what the war was about.
The prosecution of Afghanistan as a retaliation for 9/11 was not started by the United States. That was started by Al Qaeda.
Mm-hmm. So that wouldn't have been a war defending feminism or global homos.
Well, we were defending America.
Yeah.
And of course, because America stands for feminism and global homos, you know,
Do we
it's one
stand
of-
for it or do we just allow it? Two different things.
you look at Pride Month and you tell me.
We allow them to have that month. Well, somebody does. I don't. I don't
I didn't.
participate. I don't participate in somebody
Well,
else's mental illness.
I don't either, but that's a topic for another show. Right now, I just wanted to make it clear that I will not fucking put up with my honor being besmirched, the honor of my other veteran friends, you know, here and elsewhere. Regardless of what I think of you as a person, if you got an honorable discharge, that means to me that you served honorably and you have honor. And you
Yes.
earned those benefits. So anybody that tells you different is living in a fucking fantasy land. Any closing thoughts? Because Hammer's about ready to start. If he hasn't
No,
started
hear about
already.
thoughts on Hammer's channel.
Nope. Just that I can't believe that would be even entertained. If it came across my desk, it'd be in the fucking garbage before it even hit my desk.
And I'm not going to mention this guy's name.
Yep.
Nor will I.
In case he wants to just change his views. So, anyways, no marriage, no cohabitation, no new children. If Hemi was on the panel, he'd tell you don't bring your fucking girlfriends around here. Men are not expendable. Men are not, you know.
Douglas
in the
Edwards wants to know, is this something Elon Musk is pushing?
No, this isn't coming from Elon. This is coming from the Democrats. This is coming from, oh, fuck, who's that guy? I'm having a brain fart. He's one of the senators from back east. I want to say Cory Booker, but he's out of office. So I don't really know. Anyways,
Well, I'll see you guys on Rumble at Hammer Stream, guys.
all right.
All right.
So
All right.
help
Thank
each
you,
other
Aaron.
out.
Peace, peace.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
And thank you for helping me out today.
You
Bye,
betcha.
guys.
Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Big Toast for Normal Men.